Welcome to our show, Hong Kong Brief. I'm your host, Jenny. Today, we dive into some exciting news starting with CATL, the world's largest battery maker, which is gearing up for a massive $5 billion listing in Hong Kong. This move aims to fuel its expansion into Europe and beyond, all while navigating the challenges of a fluctuating Chinese yuan and US scrutiny. With a projected cash increase to around $60 billion by 2028, CATL is set to solidify its global supply chain role with significant investments in Hungary and Spain. Next up, we have a bit of a controversy brewing around the Real Madrid fan meet in Hong Kong. The ticket prices for the Legends Assemble exhibition match have fans up in arms, with costs soaring between $680 Hong Kong dollars and $6,880 Hong Kong dollars. This backlash has led to complaints about exploiting loyal supporters, and even former Financial Secretary John Tsang faced criticism for his silence on the matter. Meanwhile, many Hongkongers are contemplating immigration, highlighting the broader social issues at play. Finally, in the world of stocks, Brain Medical Technology made its debut on the Hong Kong Stock Exchange, trading flat despite initial interest. With plans to regain its status as an IPO hub, Hong Kong is looking to boost its market, but Brain 3-year streak of losses raises eyebrows. Stay tuned as we unpack these stories and more in detail. Reuters Breaking Views reports on CATL, the world's largest battery maker, planning a significant Hong Kong share sale to fund its expansion into Europe and other regions. With a net cash position of $22 billion, this move aims to bolster CATL's defenses against a potentially weakening Chinese yuan. Founder Robin Tsang is strategically positioned, as the company's earnings are forecasted to outpace its investments, with projections indicating a rise in net cash to approximately $60 billion by 2028. Despite facing challenges, such as being added to a U.S. Defense Department list that complicates technology licensing deals with companies like Ford and Tesla, CATL is committed to significant investments in Hungary, Spain, and Indonesia. This capital infusion will allow them to innovate further, potentially offering car manufacturers integrated chassis solutions that include built-in battery and power systems. South China Morning Post highlights the controversy surrounding the Legends Assemble exhibition match in Hong Kong, where ticket prices soared to unreasonable levels, prompting public outrage. With prices ranging from $680 Hong Kong dollars to $6,880 Hong Kong dollars, fans felt exploited, especially in comparison to a previous exhibition match that had much lower pricing. The event seemed more focused on profit rather than providing an enjoyable experience for fans, leading to numerous complaints to the Consumer Council. The situation was exacerbated by public figures, such as former Financial Secretary John Tsang, who appeared to prioritize their own connections with star players over addressing the grievances of the disappointed fans. This incident raises questions about the ethics of using beloved sports figures to capitalize financially at the expense of loyal supporters. South China Morning Post also reports on Brain Medical Technology's flat trading debut in Hong Kong, marking the city's first IPO of 2025. The company, valued at $4.08 billion Hong Kong dollars, opened at $3 Hong Kong dollars and 22 cents per share amid a broader market decline influenced by geopolitical tensions. Despite the lukewarm reception, Brain Aurora's listing under Chapter 18A, which facilitates pre-revenue biotech companies to enter the market, reflects optimism for Hong Kong's IPO landscape. The city aims to reclaim its status as a premier IPO venue, with forecasts predicting fundraising could reach $160 billion Hong Kong dollars this year. Brain Aurora plans to utilize the proceeds from its IPO primarily for research and development and to establish cognitive centers across China, despite facing financial losses in recent years. South China Morning Post reports that Hong Kong stocks have dipped to a 6-week low, driven by concerns over the Federal Reserve's interest rate outlook and China's ongoing struggle with deflation. The Hang Seng Index fell by 0.5%, with significant declines seen in tech giants like Tencent Holdings, which dropped 1.8% amidst fears of being labeled as military companies in the US. Additionally, economic indicators show that China's producer prices may have fallen by 2.4% in December, marking a continuous period of deflation. Amidst this economic backdrop, a new medical technology firm made its debut on the Hong Kong stock market, showcasing the mixed fortunes of the region's financial landscape. In another article, the South China Morning Post highlights the potential of Hong Kong's iconic tram system as a cultural and tourism asset. Known affectionately as Ding Ding, trams have been a part of the city's history for over 120 years, serving not only as public transport but also as a unique tourist attraction. The piece argues for the integration of modern technologies to enhance the tram experience, suggesting innovations like augmented reality for real-time information and multilingual guided tours. The article advocates for a comprehensive strategy to leverage the tram system in promoting Hong Kong's rich cultural heritage, positioning it as a vital resource for both locals and visitors. Al Jazeera discusses the growing trend of wealthy Chinese individuals relocating their assets and considering leaving the country due to economic instability and government crackdowns. Jane Meng, a Shanghai businesswoman, exemplifies this shift, having moved her financial dealings to Hong Kong and Singapore, citing a lack of faith in China's healthcare and insurance systems. The article notes that 13,800 high-net-worth individuals left China last year, with expectations of this trend continuing. Despite strict capital controls, many have found ways to transfer wealth abroad, often through underground networks. Singapore emerges as a favored destination for these departing millionaires, reflecting a broader concern about capital flight and its implications for China's economy. South China Morning Post reports on Hong Kong's ambitious plans to revitalize its cruise industry through a comprehensive 5-year roadmap aimed at enhancing tourism. The authorities are addressing past shortcomings at the Kai Tak terminal, which faced criticism for its inadequate transport connectivity and the loss of major cruise lines to other ports. With 133 strategic measures outlined, including early tendering for terminal management, the new Secretary for Culture, Sports, and Tourism, Rosanna Law Shuk Pui, emphasizes the importance of establishing the city as a home port. The economic benefits of a home port are substantial, as it brings in passengers who contribute to local businesses and tourism, with cruise passengers reportedly spending around 3,000 Hong Kong dollars each on average. Despite challenges from the pandemic and operational setbacks, the government is optimistic about revitalizing the sector by improving transport links and enhancing the overall cruise experience. The South China Morning Post also reminisces about the illustrious past of Hong Kong as a host to global icons, from the Beatles to Muhammad Ali. In June 1964, the Beatles were greeted by over 1,000 fans at Kai Tak Airport, marking a historic moment for the city. Muhammad Ali's visit in 1979, which included meeting Deng Xiaoping, showcased his commitment to humanitarian efforts, particularly for Vietnamese refugees. The article highlights other notable visits, such as Judy Garland's tumultuous trip in 1964, Mother Teresa's heartfelt prayers for Hong Kong's future in 1983, and Luciano Pavarotti's unforgettable concert in 1990, which left audiences clamoring for encores. These visits not only captivated the public but also left lasting impressions on the cultural landscape of Hong Kong. In a different vein, the South China Morning Post explores the concept of professional color analysis in jewelry, which has gained traction in Korea and is becoming a trend in personal styling. Vivian Seo, a color consultant, explains how understanding one's personal color season, spring, summer, autumn, or winter, can enhance one's overall appearance through tailored jewelry choices. Each season has specific color palettes and styles. For instance, spring types thrive in vibrant colors, while summer types benefit from delicate, muted tones. CO emphasizes that jewelry can effectively adjust the visual contrast of an outfit, allowing individuals to express their seasonal aesthetics. Celebrities like Blackpink's Rose and Priyanka Chopra exemplify how to choose jewelry that complements their respective color seasons, demonstrating that thoughtful accessorizing can elevate personal style and create stunning looks. South China Morning Post. In a surprising turn of events, Newcastle United stunned Arsenal with a decisive 2-0 victory in the League Cup semi-final, thanks in large part to Alexander Isak, who scored his 50th goal for the club. Isak's impressive form has seen him net 10 goals in just 9 matches, and he played a crucial role in Anthony Gordon's goal as well. Despite Arsenal's 22 attempts on goal, they only managed 3 on target, with Gabriel Martinelli hitting the post and Kai Havertz squandering a golden opportunity. Newcastle, who last won a major trophy in 1955, now stands as clear favourites heading into the second leg of the semi-final. Meanwhile, Elon Musk's interest in purchasing Liverpool has stirred excitement, although the club's current owners, Fenway Sports Group, have denied any intentions to sell. SCMP opinion: the issue of falling debris from Hong Kong skyscrapers has come under scrutiny after a recent incident injured a 79-year-old man. This alarming event is not an isolated case, as similar accidents have occurred frequently, highlighting the need for stricter building maintenance compliance. Despite government efforts to reform the buildings ordinance and increase penalties for non-compliance, the current adherence rate is shockingly low. Proposed changes include a fixed penalty for owners who ignore inspection notices, as well as new offenses for those whose negligence leads to injury. The government aims to foster a culture of compliance and ensure that building maintenance is viewed as a legal obligation rather than an option. The Sydney Morning Herald: the Australian stock market is bracing for a slow start following a downturn on Wall Street, where the S&P 500 fell by 1.1% despite positive economic news. Rising bond yields, driven by stronger-than-expected job openings and service sector growth, have put pressure on stock prices, particularly for high-profile tech companies like Nvidia, which saw a 6.2% drop after initial gains. Investors are increasingly drawn to Treasury bonds due to their attractive yields, leading to a shift away from equities. Additionally, the U.S. Defense Department's decision to add several Chinese companies to a military ties list has negatively impacted stock prices, particularly for Tencent, which fell 7.3%. Amidst these fluctuations, the Hang Seng Index also experienced a decline, reflecting broader market concerns. South China Morning Post reports that a scholar, Zhu Chongjing, has called for a reform of China's unemployment statistics to better reflect the nation's economic reality. Zhu emphasizes the inadequacy of current metrics, especially concerning the youth unemployment rate, which has surged to alarming levels, peaking at 21.3% in June 2023. He argues that the current definition of employed individuals, which includes anyone working at least 1 hour a week, fails to account for critical factors like income sufficiency and the growing population of flexible workers. Zhu suggests that the country should adopt more comprehensive measures, similar to those used in developed economies, to capture the full scope of employment and underemployment situations, especially as the labor market continues to evolve post-COVID-19. In another report, South China Morning Post highlights the tension between UK lawmakers and fast fashion giant Shein, whose executives faced scrutiny over labor practices during a parliamentary hearing. Shein's general counsel, Yinan Zhu, evaded questions regarding the sourcing of cotton from China, particularly from Xinjiang, where allegations of forced labor have been rampant. Lawmakers expressed frustration at the lack of transparency, with committee chairman Liam Byrne stating that Zhu's evasiveness has undermined confidence in Shein's supply chain integrity. as Shine prepares for a significant listing on the London Stock Exchange, concerns about ethical practices and compliance with labor laws have intensified, especially as the company continues to expand its global footprint. Lastly, the South China Morning Post provides an insight into the life of billionaire Mark Lazary, co-owner of the Milwaukee Bucks and founder of Avenue Capital Group, who is currently embroiled in legal controversies involving accusations of sexual harassment. Lazary, who built his fortune from humble beginnings in Morocco, has denied the allegations made by a former employee, asserting he is the victim of blackmail. His rise from a truck driver to a hedge fund titan is remarkable, and he has become a prominent figure in political fundraising, supporting various Democratic candidates over the years. Despite his success, Lazary's current legal battles and the accusations against him have drawn significant media attention, overshadowing his business accomplishments and philanthropic efforts. Thank you for tuning in. The content above showcases the latest briefing reports and analytical synopses, thoughtfully curated by the 6Do team. These insights stem from a wide array of reputable media outlets, think tanks, government sources, and specialized experts worldwide. We encourage you to explore these sources for a comprehensive perspective. Keep in mind that while the content may not always align with the official standpoint of 6Do Brief, it's not meant to be taken as absolute directives for decision-making. Comprising seasoned media professionals, learned scholars, and accomplished scientists, the 6Do team embodies a trailblazing, fully independent media entity. To customize 6Do Brief to meet your professional needs, you have the option to subscribe to a diverse array of briefings on our website, 6dobrief.com. Regardless of your location, you can conveniently receive 6Do Brief via email.
Lights dim, voices loud, headlines flashing wild. We're in a frame and now, stories told, it's time to plow. Eyes glued, truth pursued, understanding woven through. Heartbeats race breaking through, knowledge spreads the new view. Breaking the news, breaking the day, truth and insight our way. Every story, every play, live and clear we convey. Shadows lift, facts unfold, moments chasing, stories told. Heroes, villains, tales of old. In this hour, truth is gold. Depths revealed, voices bright, news in focus, black and white. Every angle sheds some light, morning, evening, through the night. Breaking the news, breaking the day, truth and insight our way. Every story, every play, and clear we convey. Truth and insight our way. Truth and insight our way. Breaking the news, breaking the day, truth and insight our way. Every story, every play, living clear we convey. Every story, every play, and clear we convey. Truth and insight our way. Truth and insight our way. Depths revealed, voices bright, news in focus, black and white. Every angle sheds some light, morning, evening, through the night.